Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appear now today's Hindu newspaper. So let's get started. First of all, I'll tell you important topics of the day, and later on we are going to analyze the topics from all dimensions like prelims, mains, and interview. And at last, I'll be giving you current affairs based prelims practice questions as well. And online students, please don't skip this video anywhere so that you can get lots of insights regarding how to prepare current affairs for UPSC. Okay, let us see the topics of the day first. First topic is new GDP series upgrades, financial year growth 2026 to 7.6%. So here you have to say about what is this new GDP series and why these changes came up now by the government of India. And next you have to see what is its impact. And this topic is important from both prelims and as well as mains point of view from your economy from GS paper 3. And next topic is Tribal Affairs Ministry set to revamp forest rights cells, form one-stop coordinating units. Last year, our Ministry of Tribal Affairs established this district-level forest rights cells. And now in this year, they want to expand the funds and as well as they want to increase this number of forest rights cells in states and as well as UTs. Here, you may get a prelims-based question related to this forest rights cells. Okay, and I'll tell you how the question can appear. And this topic is important from polity from GS paper 2. And next topic is from drudgery to systematic working. Women's role in agriculture is changing. So this article is talking about role of women in agriculture, and this article is saying that there is a little bit of empowerment we can see in women in this agriculture. And in UPSC, this women related issues and women empowerment is one of the favorite topic, and you may use this article in your essay or else while you are writing any answer related to women related issues in your society and social justice also, you can use this article. And this is important from your society and as well as from essay point of view. And next topic is Meghalaya steps up meningococcal disease surveillance. If you are getting any disease in news, that will be very important from your science and technology, and you have to see that. And next topic is up in the air, flights by non-scheduled operators needs better enforcement. So this article is talking about non-scheduled operators. Here you have to see what is the difference between scheduled and as well as non-scheduled. And recently there are many times accidents are seen in this non-scheduled operators. So because of this, now DGCA is trying to improve strict enforcement of laws on this non-scheduled operators. So this is important from society point of view and as well as it is important from governance point of view. Okay, see this title, guys. Read out the title. New GDP series upgrades financial year growth to 7.6%. So here you have to see about new GDP series. Now tell me what is the full form of GDP first of all. Gross domestic product. What is this gross domestic product? It is the value of total final goods, not intermediate goods, total final goods produced in a country in 1 year. The total value of final goods and services produced in a country in 1 year is called as GDP. And can you tell me how many methods can we use to estimate this GDP? Okay, what are those 3 methods? Income method, next expenditure method, yes, value added method. So these are the 3 methods that we'll use to calculate this GDP. Okay, what is the base year that we use till now to calculate this GDP? What is the base year? Yes, 2011 to 2012 is the base year that we are using now. Okay, now there is update from the government of India. That is nothing but we are changing this base year from 2011 to 2012 to 2022 to 2023. This is one big update from government of India regarding base year change. Okay, you have to make a note in this new GDP series. Government changed this base year earlier 2011 to 2012 to 2022 to 2023. That is the first change. Okay, now you guys tell me why this change which is made by the government of India now. What is the reason? And which ministry will be taking this responsibility of changing this base year? Yes, MOSPI. What is the full form of this MOSPI? Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now, why it is in news is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation updated this base year from 2011 to 2012 to 2022 to 2023. Because of this, it is in news now. So now you guys tell me why the change happened now. What is the reason behind it? Okay, one question I want to ask you. When we came up with this year 2011 to 2012, when we decided to have this base year, in which year? It was happened in 2015. In 2015, we revised our base year and we decided that we will be following this 2011 to 2012 in year 2015. Now we are in 2026. That means it had been 11 years. In this 11 years, is there any change which happened in our economy or not? What changes that we saw in our economy in this last 11 years? First one is increase in digitalization. When we came up with this GST in year, that means after this 2015 only, we came up with GST. And what about our ZIG economy? What are the ZIG workers? The people who are working in different platforms like Ola, Uber, Zomato, like that. Okay, ZIG economy is also increasing in our country day by day. And next, what is happening new? Every year in budget, we are coming up with taxes increasing, taxes decreasing. So lots of changes to happen from this 2015 to 2016. And government came up with lots of schemes. Yes. So because of this, what is happening? There is changing of consumption patterns in our country. Yes or no? Whenever there is increasing of income, obviously the consumption pattern of that person can be changed, right? So here, because of this digitalization also, the consumption patterns had been changed in our country. So because of this, what happened? Now there is a need to change our base year. Now we shifted to this 2022 to 23 now because of this reason. Now you guys tell me, if we change this base year, what will be the future impact? What happens in future? Now the baskets of goods had been changed, yes or no? Earlier in 2011 to 2012, if you compare with now, the changing of products increase. For example, nowadays every home is having their own electronics related products. For example, TV, AC, fridge, washing machine, like that. If you go back to 2010 or 11, do we have that priority mandatory of every home is having that thing? No. So here what is happening here is, now there is increased number of goods in the basket. Then what happened? So we can cover wide range of products under this series now. And second one here is, earlier one important thing was like, if there is any company which had been established, so if this company is dominant in production of that goods, then we will be taking only dominant things which are added to the value from that company. But now, if this company is doing packaging, if this company is doing manufacturing, if this company is doing some distribution, some company is doing some advertisement, everything, so every area now we will be taking from that company now. So because of this, we can have a clear cut idea of how much it is adding value to our economy in every step. Because of this, what happened? We can increase our GDP estimates. And next one here is, we updated our GDP related base year because we have to follow international standards. In 2025 itself, international standard had been changed. To incorporate that, for sure, we need to change our base year. So these are the three things that we have to remember from this article point of view, guys. Clear? So how can you get a question? Directly, they will give you a question regarding this new GDP series. Recently, new GDP series is in use. Consider the following statements. There they will confuse you with this base year. They will check whether you know the updated base year or not. They will be asking, they want to know whether who will be releasing that, which ministry. That is a one more area they will be focusing on. For example, if they want to confuse you, they will give you like recently new GDP series has been released by Ministry of Finance. No, it is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So these two areas that they will add. And next one here is they may also give you question, why this new GDP series is in news? What are the reasons why government came up with this? There they may ask you about these reasons also. So in all these areas you have to focus. From mains point of view, you will be getting questions regarding what are the changes came up by this new GDP series and its impact. In these two areas, UPSC can ask you a mains based question. Are you understanding? So in all these areas, you have to well prepared for your 2026 examination. Now let us see this in detail. MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, released new series of GDP. It replaced base year of 2011-12 with 2022 to 23. Why this new GDP series now? Because there is expansion of digital economy and even e-commerce platform had been increased, and people now we are habituated to do orders rather than going for a shopping. And next one is there is increased formalization because of GST introduction in India in 2017, and recently we have this GST 2.0 reforms. On this GST 2.0 reforms also you may get a question in your prelims. And next one is there is changes in consumption and employment patterns also. Consumption means nowadays we are focusing on healthy foods, recipes because of this social media platforms, everything. And employment patterns is nothing but earlier we used to have only like we have to go for work for 9 to 1. Now here 9 to 4 like that. Now we are working on online. And next one is work from home is also like majorly used by many people, especially women who are married. And next one is gig economy is increasing day by day. So because of all these changing in this employment patterns also, we have to go for changing of this. And next one is there is increased financial and services sectors in our country from 2015 till 2026. So because of these reasons, yes, now we are going for this new GDP series. Okay, why we are updating our base year? When we are updating our base year, it will provide better measurement of our real economic growth in our country, and that will improve sectoral representation, and even that will be helpful for better for policy formulation, better schemes providing everything from the government side. And what are the changes? The first one is base year change, and second one is in private corporate sector. Now we came up with a method. In this method, we are going for activity-wise revenue share approach. As I said, if there is a one company, if that company is focusing only on production of goods, then we'll take only the production. But if that company is doing all in one, like production, they are doing, they are manufacturing raw material, they are processing raw material, they're going for packaging, they're going for advertisement, they're going for distribution, everything, if A to Z is happening in that, so it's a company, we have to take how much share that is adding the value to our economy in each and every process. That is called as activity wise revenue sharing approach. Earlier we didn't have this, but now we are going to have that. And next one here is we are going for better measurement of household sector. And next one is we are increasing the use of data sources now. Now we are going to use this annual survey of unincorporated sector enterprises, that is nothing but ASUSC, and we are going to use this PLFS, that is nothing but periodic labor force survey, and even we are taking household consumption survey details also. So we are using different data sources now to calculate this GDP. Okay, that's it guys. And what is the possible impact? So because of this revising of our GDP, obviously when we calculate our next GDP, it will be like having the good value. That means nothing but our growth estimates can improve, so that our target of largest economy can be achieved, and our target of 5 trillion economy by 2047 can be achieved because of this changing of base year and inclusion of certain new things. Okay, next one here is recently international statistic standards came up with upgradation in year 2025, and if we want to implement that, for sure we need to change this base year. Okay, so because of this we came up with this change of base year now. Okay, see this next article, guys. Title says Tribal Affairs Ministry set up to revamp forest right cells. Very important topic. Form one-stop coordinating units. So here, how can you get a question here is, recently district level forest right cells is in news. Consider the following statements. That is the one possible question. Second one is, these cells were set up by our government of India under one scheme. So you may get question related to that scheme. The name of that scheme is, here you can say DAJGUA. So you may get question regarding that scheme. And next one is, you may get question regarding this Forest Rights Act of 2006. So these three are the possible questions. And this time Forest and Tribal Ministry is very important because of this Great Nicobar project which is in news. And even Aravallis are also controversial in news, right? Definition of Aravallis, Supreme Court definition, and Supreme Court came up with establishment of one expert panel to give definition. And Great Green Wall is in news. So because of this related to forest, it will become very important this year. Okay, you have to see thoroughly your Forest Rights Act of 2006. You have to see about any schemes related to this forest development in our country, and you have to see about CAMPA, compensatory a forest management fund. You have to see about environment ministry. You have to know about how much amount of forest is present in India, which state is having more forest. Like that, you have to see about even state forest report also. So you have to cover all those areas. Okay, now let us see this article. Forest right cells were established 1 year ago by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. For what? For implementation of Forest Rights Act at grassroots level. For proper implementation of Forest Rights Act, so this cells had been established by our Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And now we are going to expand these funds, and we are going to expand the number of these cells in many states and as well as UTs now. Because of this, it is in news. If you see about this forest right cells, they are providing administrative support, and they were established under one scheme called as Dharti Abba Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. Please make a note of that scheme. Dharti Abba Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. And why we came up with that scheme? To implement this Forest Rights Act 2006. What does this Forest Rights Act talks about? To protect the rights of forest dwellers and scheduled tribes in the forest. Why? Because this ST, that is scheduled tribes, they depend on the forest for their food, for their livelihood, everything. So if in the name of conservation of forest, if you are completely restricting these people to have access to this forest, means it will be affecting their rights. To provide rights for these people, Government of India came up with this Forest Rights Act. Okay. To implement this, we came up with this district level Forest Rights Act. Okay, and these cells will get funds directly from the central government, not from the state government. And the important objective is to assist tribal claimants and Gram Sabhas in preparing and submitting forest rights claims. And especially they are developed in tribal dominated districts. Why we are come up with that kind of cells is to reduce the delays related to this claiming of rights of this tribal people in forest areas. Okay, and next one is what it does. What are the functions is, it will go for demarcation of forest land, and also it will support digitalization and timely uploading of Forest Rights Act records to state and as well as central portals. And it will coordinate with state, tribal, district departments, local administration in streamlining of this Forest Rights Act process. So in this way, it will be coordinating with the state and as well as center, and it will try to decrease the delays of time regarding this rights of the people, everything. And see this article, guys. From drudgery to systematic working, women's role in agriculture is changing. What is the meaning of drudgery? Drudgery means nothing but working hard or ill work. In Telugu, we'll call it as motu pani antar. That means they will be doing lots of work, and that work is like intensive physical work. Normally, women will do drudgery, but now what is happening here is there is increasing of women's role in agriculture. Now in interview, you may get a question. Recently, NABARD said that there is increasing of women empowerment in India in agriculture especially. Do you support this statement or are you against this statement? Are you understanding? Especially girls, if you go to interview, for sure one or two questions will be there related to women issues and women empowerment part. And they'll be asking about your opinion, whether women are getting empowered or not. What is your opinion? There you cannot say no. There you cannot say completely yes. If you are saying no, they will be showing certain examples of Sunita Williams or some other people, and they will be saying like, are they or not empowered? If you say yes, they will be showing certain examples of reports, recently domestic violence cases. So you have to have a balanced approach, and you have to convince that 60 plus years people in that. So you have to think from their point of view, not your point of view, because the generation gap will be there, and there is ego for you guys, and they also have their own ego, and you have to balance your both ego and you have to give answers. That thing that you have to do, there is no choice of escaping that for 40 minutes. For 40 minutes, you have to satisfy their ego. That is the thing, guys. So if you're not satisfying, means they will be asking you the cross questions, cross questions, cross questions. That will make your interview time messy. Don't do that. Okay, for that point of view, now onwards, you have to think like, how can we say something balancedly without hurting anyone's feelings? This is one area UPSC will ask questions for girls, especially women empowerment, women issues. You have to be aware of that for sure. So now you guys tell me, here this statement is saying that women empowerment is happening in agriculture. Will you accept it or not? Yes. Give me examples, Sriman. Huh? Okay, drone Didi scheme accepted. What is this drone Didi scheme is about? They are starting enterprises of giving drones on rent, which can be used for agriculture regarding spraying of pesticides or precision agriculture, whatever it may be. Okay, drone Didi accepted. Next. Why this statement is saying that women role in agriculture is increasing? Are you understanding? One is drone Didi. Next, Harsha. Kranti, will you accept this or not? How can we say women role is increasing in agriculture? Give me some examples. Feminization of agriculture is happening or not? You can give that example. Next. Anyone from village background? Tell me. Come on. I'm talking about agriculture here. Okay, employment wages for women is increasing. Okay, accepted. Next. Because of shortage of labor in villages. Next. Tell me, guys, the thing that you are seeing day to day in your villages. What about land rights for women? Yes, increasing of land rights for women. Next. Have you heard about SHGs, Mahila Sangalu? And next one is the group of people in the village, they will go to bank and they will get loans. No idea about that schemes. Huh? Horticulture. Okay, entering in horticulture. Next. Government came up with this zero bank accounts. What is that scheme called as? Yes, Jandan Yojana. Through that also, directly whatever the government which is giving subsidies, they are getting through their bank accounts, so that women are getting empowered. Next. Be allowed, guys. I can't hear. Okay, see here, guys. So this article is saying that there is evolving the role of women in Indian agriculture. Now there is a shift from laborious, undervalued work of women towards more empowered, and women are also taking decisions, not only at the family level, at the village level. So because of this, we can say that there is empowerment of women which is happening in this agriculture sector. So what are the changes that we can see in the women roles is, first one, the laborious work to systematic working and decision making in agriculture because of this drone Didi scheme. And next one is, there is increased membership of women in farmer producer organizations because of certain legal reforms came up by the government. And next one is, there is also formal recognition of women as farmers. Earlier farmer is nothing but only male, but now farmer is even women. There is a formal recognition of women as a farmer. And next one is, there is increased contributions of women in dairying also. Yes or no? Recently we discussed about White Revolution 2.0, Operation Flood. That is again related to this women empowerment. And women are also going for traditional crops like grains and pulses. There is increasing of women participation in the value added mechanism as well. And next one is, women position has been changed from guardians of nutrition and nourishment to silent architects of rural economy. Please make note of this statement. While you are writing your introduction of your essay or your answer, you can write this. When you are writing about any answer regarding women empowerment, you can write this: the changing of the role of women from the guardians of nutrition and nourishment to silent architects of rural economy. So like this, you have to select certain words. Choosing of words is very important while writing your mains answer. And even while you are answering the interview questions, choosing of words matters a lot. Done? Okay, next one is, why these changes are happening. The first one is, government came up with reforms in the land laws, which now allow women to own the rural land. Previously it was restricted. And next one is, government came with some initiatives which is focusing on farm ownership for women. And next one is, as you know, workforce in agriculture is more than 50% we have women. So that we need empowerment in that area. And this one is, we declared United Nations Years of Women's Farmer. So because of this, women are becoming the pillars of rural economy now. Okay, and most of these schemes also, women are beneficiaries now, and there is increasing of self-help group leaders also. Because of that also, there is empowerment in women in this agriculture. And see this article, guys. Meghalaya steps up meningococcal disease surveillance. Here they are talking about one disease called as meningococcal disease, and where we had seen that cases in, like in training center in Shillong, in Agniveer training centers, Agniveers, around 3 to 4 Agniveers, they died because of this meningococcal infection. So because of this, now Meghalaya state launched disease surveillance program of this meningococcus. So because of this, it is very important. So how can you expect a question here is, it happened in the training center. Because of this, it become very important from UPSC point of view. You may get question in this format. Consider the following statements regarding this meningococcal disease. They'll give you 3 to 4 statements and they may ask you which of the above are correct or incorrect. That is the first type of question. Second type of question you can get is pair based question. They may give you list A, they may give you list B. Here they will give 3 to 4 diseases or 4 to 5 diseases. For example, meningococcal meningitis. Next one is Nipah, this Nipah virus. They may give you COVID-19. And recently, which other diseases are there in news? Huh? Nipah virus, I said. Next. Okay, they'll give you diseases and they may give you causative organism in list B. Or they will give you bacterial disease or viral disease or whatever it may be. And they will ask you to identify how many pairs are correct or incorrect. So in that way also you may get a question, you have to be very much careful. Every year there will be one question related to diseases for sure in your exam from science and technology. Okay, now let us see this. It is a rare but very serious bacterial infection. Meningococcus is a bacteria, not virus. Often UPSC will confuse you regarding this bacteria and they'll replace with virus or they'll replace virus with protozoa or bacteria. You have to be very careful with that. Okay, it is a bacterial infection and it will causes infection to the brain and as well as spinal cord. And here in this meningococcal infections, we have normally two types. First one is meninges, second one is septicemia. Do you know this meninges? The layers which are covering our brain are called as meninges. So these meninges will be getting affected by this bacteria that leads to meningitis. And septicemia is nothing but directly it is infecting your brain. These two are fatal conditions. Within matters of hours, also sometimes the loss of life can happen. It is that much serious. And it's caused by bacteria and the name of that bacteria is Neisseria meningitidis. Neisseria meningitidis. Okay, and one speciality of this bacteria is in every 10 people, in one, this bacteria is present in the back of their nose and throat without being ill. So if these people come in contact with you through their fluids like saliva or like nose fluids, then that will be transmitting this bacteria from one person to another person. Okay, so the transmission of this bacteria which happens through secretions of your saliva or spit. If you're coming in contact with this contaminated saliva or spit, you will be getting this disease. And what are the symptoms? Symptoms includes fever, headache and stiff neck. And sometimes you can also see photophobia. What is meaning of photophobia? Sometimes if you're feeling like very high grade fever with very severe headache, you cannot open your eyes and even you cannot bear the light in your room also. That kind of condition is called as photophobia. And next one is nausea, vomiting or diarrhea. And sometimes rashes can be appeared on your skin. So these are the symptoms of this disease. And what is the treatment? It is caused by bacteria. We can take antibiotics. And if there is any problem regarding the breathing, then they can be suggested with this oxygen therapy. And if their BP is not in control, we have to give them BP related medications. So these are the treatment options that are available for this disease. And see, this article is very important of the day. Up in the air, flights by non-scheduled operators need better enforcement. What is this non-scheduled operators? Have you heard about this? Okay, if you want to travel in aeroplane, so what will you do? You will open the certain websites. Which websites through which you can book your flight tickets? Uh, oh, confirm ticket. Confirm ticket is for train, right? For aeroplane, for flights. We have Ixigo, we have Make My Trip, we have different airlines website through which you can book the tickets. While you are booking tickets, what will you do? You will select the seat which you want and you will select the date, okay, on which day you want to board. And each one is timings. And you will be, you will be also checking whether you want meals or not. That is nothing but it is going according to your schedule, according to your plan, right? Right? If you are having a flight on the date, on that time, and proper timings, everything, and they will be giving you the time of boarding and how much time you will be traveling and exactly at which time you will be getting down. Everything will be in a proper manner. That kind of flights are called as scheduled flights. Okay, that kind of flights are called scheduled flights. But there are certain operations called as non-scheduled operations also available. For example, many private people have their own charter flights. Do you know this? Many movies they will be showing, right? So do we have to book that on a time or schedule? Whenever they want, they can leave by using their charter flights. So we have charter flights, and even I think you might have heard about this helicopters, helicopter services, especially in this Chardham regions, Gangotri, Yamunotri, like that. Recently, I think in the month of August, 4 to 5 helicopter crashes happened in that area. And next, even in this Medaram, recently Medaram Jatara commenced in Telangana, right? In that also there is an option of helicopter ride in that. That is also like non-skilled. There is no need of booking that. So just we can go and we can pay money so that they will be arranging a helicopter ride. And the next one here is we have our own small aircrafts. Small aircrafts you can see. For example, recently Deputy CM of Maharashtra had been died because of aircraft crash. So what is happening here is these scheduled flights are very well managed by this DGCA. Recently, DGCA released flight rules, number of resting hours, number of flying hours for this crew members and pilots. Because of that only, recently Indigo faced lots of problems, right? That we know. But the problem here is there is increasing of accidents in this non-scheduled operations in India. Recently, Maharashtra Deputy CM died. And I think 2 days ago, there is one news that is air ambulance crash happened. And recently, helicopter crash happened in this Andaman and Nicobar Islands while this landing. So like that, what is happening? There is increasing of accidents in these non-scheduled operations. And you know about this helicopter crash, it is more common in this Chardham related transportation issues, everything, right? So here now, DGCA conducted a meeting. In that meeting, they want to control this non-scheduled operations. They came up with new measures for this non-scheduled operations because of the citizen news. Are you understanding? This is the thing that you have to remember. Okay, now let us see this article. Recently, two small aircraft crashes happened. One is in Baramati, where this deputy CM of Maharashtra had been died. And recently in Jharkhand also one air ambulance had been crashed 2 to 3 days ago. And next one here is in Andaman and Nicobar region also helicopter crash happened. So because of this now DGCA wants to control this chartered aviation which is called as non-scheduled flights in our country to reduce this kind of accidents. For that they came up with one meeting. In that meeting they came up with some measures. In that measures they said that safety performance ranking for operators, which airline is number 1, number 2, number 3, like that, in this schedule, in this non-scheduled operators, they have to give the ranking of that operators. That is the first thing. And second one is they said that we need to have the mandatory disclosure of critical safety information, like what is the age of that aircraft, like 5 years, 6 years, like that, since how many years it is running. And this one is they have to disclose maintenance history, like how far they are going for servicing kind of things, maintenance. And next one is pilot experience on their websites. Before we are going for that non-scheduled related flights, we can get that information regarding that so and so operation completely in the website, so that we can take an informed decision. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said by this DGCA. Why there is increasing of concern is there is rapid expansion of charter sector is happening in our country, and the oversight on this is very low. And next one is there is series of accidents which are happening in this non-scheduled operations. For example, air ambulances, charters, helicopters, etc. So because of this, obviously our government has a responsibility to improve the safety of people. For that, they are taking this kind of things. And this one is even there is increasing of pressures from VIP or business priority overriding safety protocols. So because of this, we have to improve more and more conditions on this safety. And next one here is many a times they find certain issues like inadequate training of pilots is one important reason, and there is no proper audits and inspection mechanism in our country. And next one is falsification risk. And next one is even though we have laws, there is no proper enforcement of laws. These are the problems they had been identified. So because of this, they want to increase the control on this non-scheduled operators also. Okay, see these questions, guys. Consider the following statements regarding the new GDP series with base year 2022 to 2023 released by MOSPI. First one, the base year 2022 to 2023 was chosen as it represents a recent post-COVID normal year with robust sectoral data. Second one, the new series incorporates improved data sources such as GST, PLFS, ASUSE, and household services. Third one, the real GDP growth for financial year is estimated 7.6% under the new series. Which of the above statements are correct? 3? 1, 2, 3. D is the right option. See this next question. Consider the following statements about the appeal mechanism and finality under Forest Rights Act 2006. First one, decisions under the district level committee on the record of forest rights are final and binding. Second one, the claims rejected by Gram Sabha can be appealed directly to State High Court without going through SDLC or DLC. The DLC must provide detailed reasons when modifying or rejecting a Gram Sabha resolution. If you use common sense, even though if you don't know anything, if you use common sense, you can do that question. C. Online students, please tell me the answer in the comment box. Online students, by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much, guys. And if you like this video, please do hit the like button. Please do share this class to your friends. And do subscribe to Rathod Science Academy. And if you want to start your UPS preparation, recently we started GS Filmscom Mains Foundation batch in our academy. And we are providing both on online and offline. You can contact us on this number 8074765513 for your further details, guys. Thank you so much.